Hey, what's going on, you gunky grumpig? Coming out to you with some Froslass Munkidori Budew action. I want to give a big shout out to All Out Blitzel and Yihao Chen. Blitzel played it in a tournament recently, and Yihao Chen played it to the World Championship, so I definitely took some inspiration from their builds. Froslass Budew is definitely a deck that I've been looking at, revisiting recently, and finally got around to it. Didn't really have a great starting point to go off of, so I took a look at both their builds and then put them together. Definitely made my list is definitely a little bit different than theirs, and I definitely made a lot of changes throughout my games with the deck, but this is where I landed. I think there's still a lot of work that can be done on this deck as well, to be honest. I don't think this is very close to the end point, so when you pick this up, you know, feel free to adjust stuff around pretty aggressively, because I'm not fully set on a lot of things in the deck. But let's jump into it. Let's start talking about it. So the point of this deck, and I'm sure some of you and a lot of people brought this up when I was playing the deck on my stream, was Azul, where's the Grimmsnarl? Or why not just play Grimmsnarl? And the deck is a little bit different than Grimmsnarl. It does more heavily play through Froslass and Munkidori than Grimmsnarl a little bit. I mean, obviously Grimmsnarl plays heavily through those cards, but then we try and be as disruptive as possible on top of that with stuff like Budew and Maractus as the main two, late game attacker in the Ursaluna. And I'll talk about the Ting-Lu here in a second. I don't fully know all the capabilities and where to apply the Ting-Lu, but with more games, I'll probably have some more knowledge. But yeah, the whole point of this deck is set up 2 Froslass. Usually, sometimes 1 is enough, depends on the matchup, depends on the situation. And then 2 to 3 Munkidori to build up damage in play on your side of the field, while building up damage in play on your opponent's side of the field with their ability Pokemon, and then you Munkidori the damage on your side of the field to their side of the field, while you're item locking your opponent and trying to be basically as disruptive as possible. And the other Pokemon as our like main early mid-game attacker is the Maractus with the corner attack, preventing our opponent from being able to retreat their Pokemon, so we hopefully get something stuck in the active that can't attack or can't knock out Maractus at the very least in one hit. And then that allows us to build up more damage in play on their side of the field while we're kind of slowing them down and kind of stalling them out. So sometimes we go the item lock route, sometimes we go the corner route, and then we can always close out the game with Ursaluna at the end of it all. So 4 Munkidori, 3 Froslass, 2 Budew, 1 Maractus, 1 Shaymin to protect our bench. Really, really important in the Raging Bolt matchup. And there's like some Water Pond stuff floating around right now, but if Raging Bolt probably didn't exist, we probably wouldn't play the Shaymin. I don't think it can come up against Gardevoir a little bit as well, I guess, to stop the Screamtail snipe, but it's mostly for Raging Bolts. Yeah, I'd have to like play the Gardevoir matchup more to see how much often it actually comes out. And then there's the Ting-Lu, the other Pokemon in this deck. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this card real fast, and then I'm going to explain how little I know about how to apply it in the matchups that it's there for. So one of the matchups that it can come up in is the Gardevoir matchup. And that's because its Cursed Land ability says, as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's Pokemon in play that have any damage counters on them have no abilities, except for Pokemon EX. So the main use case for Ting-Lu, in my experience with the card, is to shut down your opponent's Munkidoris. So you can do like a really cool play up against Gardevoir specifically, where in like the mid-late game, or even early game, depending on what their board state is, after you got a Froslass established, you're starting to build up your own Munkidoris. You can put Ting-Lu in the active, Munkidori a bunch of damage from your side of the field to their side of the field, and then they can't Munkidori it back, so that can set you up for big multi-prize turns, or a big TM Devo play on their Gardevoir EXs even. Because yeah, Ting-Lu's got 240 HP. It will be taking damage from your Froslass, so if you only have 1 Froslass set up, you'll be taking 1 into their turn, 1 out of their turn. You have 220 HP left. If their bench is full and locked at that point with a bunch of Munkidoris, which it will be most of the time, they won't be able to like one-hit KO your Ting-Lu, most likely on their turn. Now, if they have bench space open, there's like a possibility for like Drifloon coming up and one-hit KOing it, or they could snipe around it with Screamtail, which would be annoying. That's where Shaymin could get involved. Or they could even push up Fluttermane or Klefki, because they will be full HP at that point, which will shut off Cursed Land, because they don't have any damage counters on them. And then they could regain access to their Munkidoris and move the damage back over to your side and set up some kind of play like that. Also, Ting-Lu has 4 retreat costs. Now, we do play a single switch, but when it gets in the active, it's usually not moving. It's usually staying in the active while we Munkidori around it. Use some TM Devos maybe, stuff like that. So yeah, I don't fully know how to use the Ting-Lu, I'm not gonna lie, but the idea of it is really, really cool. So with further testing, I'd probably come to a conclusion on whether or not I actually want to keep it in the deck. But that's it, that's how the deck works. Those are the options we have for the Pokemon. Let's get into the trainers here though. 4 Arven, 4 Iono, 4 Research. Iono and Research, in my previous builds of this deck, I actually never really played Research. It was more like Arven, Iono, 4 Pokégear, and I think I had like 1 or 2 Research in my previous builds, but From what I've seen of the evolution of this deck, pretty much everyone has gone up to 4 research, so I kind of joined the bandwagon, or probably the correct way to play the deck, and I have 4 research in my build as well. Arven is super powerful in this deck because we play so many cool tool cards that are situationally super powerful. So in some of the not slower matchups, but in some matchups, we're okay, like, not aggressively Budewing our opponent. We do want to choose second with this deck blind, and then, like, usually try and look for a turn 1 Itchy Pollen. Actually, All Out Blitzel played a Cleffa in his build, which I actually kind of like for some matchups where we don't care as much about aggressively item locking our opponent. Some matchups we care a lot about aggressively item locking our opponent. Some matchups we care more about setting up Froslass aggressively, and that's where the TM Evo could get involved, or something like a Cleffa could get involved just to see us more resources, because we're not concerned with slowing down our opponent, but speeding up our own setup. So TM Evo can get involved specifically in, like, the Raging Bolt matchup or even the Dragapult matchup. Those are the matchups where you kind of want to aggressively get double Froslass online to start up building up a lot of damage on their side of the field. Specifically, it does build up a lot of damage on our side of the field as well, but, you know, Raging Bolt, if they're playing a Noctowl build, Ogerpon's got ability, the Noctowl's got abilities, Fandorm's got an ability, Mew, Fez, Latias, they all got abilities. Up against Dragapult, the ability that matters the most is the abilities on those Dracloaks. So if we can get double Froslass in play early, the damage starts to get built up on those really aggressively. We start to Munkidori the damage from our side to their side. And then we start to hit them with TM Devos, specifically in the Dragapult matchup. One of the ways you can play the Dragapult matchup is you basically kind of spawn trap the Dracloaks, basically. Like, if you go second, you could, like, TM Evo out double Froslass, maybe get a Munkidori down with an energy, pass over to your opponent, they evolve to Dracloaks, they start taking damage from Froslass, you Munkidori the damage over, or start to, and then you immediately TM Devo them on, like, your second turn of the game. Maybe third, depending on how long it takes them to get Dracloak set up. And then they're down to Dreepies, which means they don't take damage from Froslass, but if they want to get to a Dragapult eventually, they have to evolve them back into Dracloaks, and then going into your turn, they take 20 more damage, and you Munkidori damage more over, and then maybe you just pass, and then they all get knocked out, and they never get to Dragapult, or you TMD with them again, back down to the Dreepies. And sure, they don't take 20 damage going into their turn, but once again, if they want to get those Dreepies to Dragapults, they have to evolve them back into Dracloaks, and then coming back into your turn, they take 20 damage, and then going back into their turn, we've Munkidoried more damage over, and then Froslass happens again, and they never get to Dragapult, and that's one of the ways you can approach the Dragapult matchup. You can also, like, not play it that slow, go for a lot of damage spread, and then kind of TMD with the Dragapults to the Dracloaks as well. A couple different ways you can play it. Like I said, Arven really powerful for those situations, but we have Air Balloon, of course, which is a really big deal because we usually want to fill up our bench with, like, double Froslass. And if we don't put 2 Froslass in play, you always want a backup Snorunt. So if our opponent boss KOs our Froslass, we can just go Night Stretcher or Super Rod plus Ultra Ball to then get another Froslass, or Ultra Ball for a Froslass, or just have a Froslass in hand and evolve our Snorunt into a Froslass. So even if you don't set up double Froslass, you usually, at least in the early game, want a backup Snorunt. And then as the game progresses, you maybe don't need a backup Snorunt anymore if your opponent's kind of, like, low on Gust effects or something like that. But two of the Froslass line in play, 3 Munkidoris, and then a Budew or a Maractus, depending on what attacker we want to use. And of course, even if we're using Maractus this turn, they could, like, switch and then KO it, and then we want to set up another Maractus through a Night Stretcher or a Super Rod. That's why the Air Balloon is really important, because we don't want to, like, lose an energy by retreating our Munkidori into a Budew every single turn. So we just get an Air Balloon, stick it on a Froslass or a Munkidori, and we have a constant mobility pivot. This is actually a card I started out at 2 of, because I do feel like it is really important to establish and get in play. But I eventually added a switch, and the more games I played, the more I felt like I could maneuver well enough without having to play 2 Air Balloon. 1 Bravery Charm, it is nice to make our Budew tanky in the early game in some of those Munkidori matchups, like the Grimmsnarl matchup, or like the Gardevoir matchup even. And also late game on Ursaluna can be pretty chill, stuff like that. So the Bravery Charm is pretty good. 1 Counter Gain, it's kind of like a tool searchable energy. So, like, imagine if you get a Maractus set up with a dark energy in the early game, you get your counter catcher, you trap something, and then your opponent goes KO Maractus. Now you can go Arven for Night Stretcher plus Counter Gain, and let's say you already have a counter catcher in your hand, or you have a Night Stretcher in your hand, then you can go Arven for the counter catcher, and then Maractus is attacking because we're able to effectively get our energy for turn through our tool slot with the Arven instead of having to get it through the item slot. So the counter gain is super powerful for setting up Maractus, and also Ursaluna as an earlier attacker. And also Mind Bend can happen. Now we do play Prism Energy. I was not sold on the Prism Energy at all in this deck, but after putting some time in with them, I did find them to be pretty useful. I did Mind Bend more than I thought, and the main concern I had with the card was I didn't want it to mess with my Night Stretchers and my Earthen Vessel. With 4 basic Dark Energy, I found myself being able to Earthen Vessel for 2 Dark Energy pretty much every single time. And I could usually end up with a basic Dark Energy in the discard pile whenever I would actually have a Night Stretcher where I'd want to recover an energy. It's like the other big thing is making it so that your Night Stretchers actually recover or have access to a basic Dark Energy to recover. Which is like if you attach a Prism to a Munkidori and that Munkidori gets KO'd, then you can't Night Stretcher for Prism Energy, basically. So that's Counter Gain. I have the one of Gravity Gemstone in here, specifically very good up against Noctowl decks. It allows you to Itchy Pollen a Noctowl with the Gravity Gemstone attached to the Budew, meaning the Noctowl has a 2 retreat cost. Most Noctowl decks play Latios. Some of them play Air Balloon, but having to go out of the way to get the Air Balloon can be pretty annoying. So the Gravity Gemstone is super, super cool for that, where you can be attacking with a Budew onto something with the Gemstone attached to the Budew, and then they can't just go attach retreat into their attacker and start attacking you again. So the Gemstone's super cool for that. Team Evolution I already explained. Artazon I feel like is insanely powerful in this deck. The big difference between my list and the other 2 players' lists that I mentioned is they both played Secret Box. I've always been a huge fan of Unfair Stamp in this deck. It's always felt insanely powerful, and it still has felt insanely powerful. I didn't give the Secret Box a try. I'm sure it would feel good. I don't know if it'd feel better than Unfair Stamp, but it's definitely worth trying out. I didn't have the time to try it out when I played with the deck, so if you got some time and you want to try the Secret Box, I definitely think you should give it a shot. One of the biggest reasons is Artazon being in play with this deck feels so insanely powerful. It finds our initial Pokemon we want to set up, like Snorunt and Munkidoris. It finds our attacker and Budew, and then from there it continues to cycle the attackers we want to set up, or continuously gets us Munkidoris in play. Like, a lot of times with this deck, we'll attack with Budew for like 2 or 3 turns in a row, and our opponent's just going to be sitting there, KO Budew, KO Budew, KO Budew, or they go Gust KO Froslass, then the Artazon will find the Budew, or it'll find us our next Snorunt and stuff like that. So getting Artazon in play is super, super powerful, and then getting it to stick in play for multiple turns is that much better. So I play a pretty high count of Artazon, despite not playing the Secret Box, which... one of the big benefits of playing Secret Box is you can go Arven for Secret Box, and then Secret Box finds Artazon aggressively and gets it into play for you to be able to abuse it turn after turn after turn. Unfair Stamp is so cool. I don't know. I got the Unfair Stamp in here for right now, but I don't think you can go wrong with one or the other. There is always one that is better, though. Remember that. There's always a better one. I just really like the Unfair Stamp, so that's what I was playing with most recently. Let's see here. 2 Buddy Poffin, 2 Ultra Ball, and a Nest Ball. I did have 2 Nest Ball, 1 Ultra Ball, but I wanted a little bit more flexible Pokemon search. I was initially playing a 3-4 Froslass line, and you might be like, Azul, why would you ever play that? Because Ultra Ball kind of sucks. Like, having to discard 2 cards from our hand to find a Froslass is kind of bad. And we have so much constant access to our other Pokemon because Buddy Poffin finds so much of our Pokemon aggressively. Once we get an Artazon in play, we're finding a ton of Pokemon. So we don't need... like specific, we don't want to play Ultra Ball if we don't have to. We have enough other Pokemon search besides that. So instead of playing more just kind of neutral Pokemon search because of how much heavy lifting Artazon does for us, you can just play like 4 Froslass, and then it's easy to find Snorunt. It's hard to find Froslass, but if you play 4 Froslass, you increase your odds of finding it. I did find that the 4th Froslass felt a little overkill, and I wanted a little bit more flexibility in my Pokemon search, so I went with double Ultra Ball, 1 Nest Ball, 2 Buddy Poffin. For the recovery, 1 Super Rod, double Night Stretcher. This felt pretty comfortable. I actually got way more value out of Super Rod than I thought I normally would. My builds in the past just kind of played for Night Stretcher, which also feels pretty good, but the heavy recovery of the Super Rod, honestly, I was pretty impressed by. 2 Pokégear to just increase our odds of finding that supporter. Another thing that Secret Box would do is Unfair Stamp if it's in your opening hand. If your opponent has taken a knockout, you can't play it. Secret Box, always live, always active, can always find you stuff. And then a switch. Sometimes you're playing up against like an Iron Hands deck and they draw 4 prize cards before you do anything, and you just need to go back-to-back Ursaluna attacks and then hopefully have another way to draw 2 prize cards, because we can't back-to-back-to-back Ursaluna attacks because we only play 1 switch. So find 2 prize cards one way and then Ursaluna twice at the end of the game. Sometimes happens, but we need to be able to reset the Ursaluna after we attack with it. That's what the switch is in here for. Also, another mobility card, if we prize something like our Air Balloon, can come up for that as well. Have an Earthen Vessel, and that's it. Let's jump into some action, and I'll show y'all how to play the deck. You think Zekrom is worth it in straight Joltik? Straight, you mean Joltik box? No, I don't think so. You switch for aggressive monkey plays? It could be okay. I don't play Charm now. I have no idea what I'm up against. I might could grab a Munkidori because I have a Dark Energy in hand to put it on, I guess. I mean, they're playing Munkidori, so let's just go with a Munkidori, sure. Seems fine. But I have no clue what they're playing. We'll find out. Guardy? Okay. Like Luminous Energy for Mind Bends. Oh, I have Prism Energy in here. The Prisms I think are also just better. There's the better of the two, but same difference. The whole squad setup over there. Is this Ting-Lu's time to shine? Yeah, I just don't know how to use it in the matchup though. When do I utilize the Ting-Lu? When am I supposed to use it? For Lish, they have 0 energy built up right now though. Yeah, I mean, item locking them's pretty good there to take away vessels. Also to stop energy getting set up in the discard pile. I also have to deal with this fish. All right, we'll see how this goes. Okay. Air Balloon Ultra Ball get into Budew. Oh yeah, or they're in the hand, right? Air Balloon, Ultra Ball. Oh, I'm getting fished here for sure, right? They're fishing. Oh shoot, I was supposed to play the... Alright, well, that's bad. Always lucky. Supposed to play the thing first. Can't fish with no candy. No, but they're gonna push it up and take away my items, right? Well, maybe not this turn, I guess, but they'll do it soon. I mean, they could just mind bend this turn, I guess. I'm assuming they have at least one of the Curlias in hand. Yeah, it's likely. I guess I should play around them pushing up the Jellicent, right? Like I shouldn't have not played Pokégear or Super Odd there. I always like play Poké. I didn't want to play the Super Odd because I wanted for them to wait for them to KO this Budew, but. That's what I wanted. Mind bend angle. Wait, should I put Ting-Lu in the active now? When do we put the Ting-Lu in the active? Is now the time? Now kind of feels like the time, to be honest. I don't really want to Iono them. They only have 1 card hand. 2 card hand now, I guess, but... Wait, isn't Maractus like also just really, really good in this matchup? Because you can just like corner anything and it's just stuck, right? Or am I missing something? It seems really good in this matchup. I could Budew them again so they don't get access to Ultra Ball or Vessel to stop energy and Guardy getting found. Then the Munkidori KOs the Budew, which doesn't sound very good. I kind of just want to Budew them though. Sure, I'm just gonna Budew them here. We'll see what happens after that. Maybe I Maractus them after that. Everything kill Maractus or evolve unless they bench Fez. No, but the Munkidori, I guess the Munkidori would be able to kill it pretty fast. Does Ting-Lu stop Jellicent item lock? It does not, no. Gonna do him again. I could bench this guy, I guess. Sure. If we're playing Prism, should we consider Frillish over Budew? No, I don't think so. If anything, you just play a Bravery Charm just so you can make your Budew have 80 HP. I'm just gonna send this guy up. We'll see what happens. We'll see what they have. What happens when Ting-Lu and Klefki are both in the active? Depends which one hit the active first, and if the Klefki has damage on it or not. They still have no energy built up in the discard pile. Does Team Rocket's Watchtower turn off Cornerstone? Go read Team Rocket's Watchtower again, and if you still have the question, I'll give you an answer. Yeah, Ting-Lu only stops non-EX Pokemon. You can make Frillish have 130 that way. True, Frillish would be the ultimate tank then. The 130 item lock tank. Dude, I do not like the spot we are in here. Well, there had to be a better way to play this for sure. Okay, I'm fine with that though. I didn't think that was gonna be their play. Oh, I guess I'm gonna get confused though, right? Yeah, I am getting confused here, which is not good. All right, we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. You know, there's things and stuff. You know, we're just hanging out. We're having a good time. We're chilling. Could have worked out. Oh, I don't have a. I was gonna get a third Munkidori here. I kind of just want to counter catcher their Jellicent, to be honest, but... Oh, did I click done? Oops, I didn't mean to click done there. I was going to probably grab the Shaymin. That's okay, we'll make it work. I could Arven for... I could just play Iono. Or I could Arven for Unfair Stamp. Play Iono. He's got nothing there. I'm not KOing either of their Munkidoris either. I guess I could have. No, I'm confused. I don't really want to. I just want to counter catcher the fish. I guess Shaymin was a nice find. I mean, they can KO it this turn if they want. Or, yeah, they can only KO so many things, though. That's when you would put Ting-Lu in the active and look for Devo next turn. That makes sense. So Ting-Lu this turn, and then we Devo. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe we do need to increase the, Nest Ball count to find the Ting-Lu. We'll see. I wish I had my third Munkidori to work with here. But we prized 2 Munkidoris. They still have no energy in the discard pile though, right? Okay, so we could Iono into Counter Catcher and Counter Catcher the Jellicent this time. It's still very winnable. As they have 0 energy in their discard pile. They take 6 back. Okay, we can make this work. Froslass up. This guy's gonna die. I'm a rather new player. I have not really seen your deck. Is this more of an off meta or just something that the new players do not really encounter? Like Gardevoir has not appeared once in my matches, but it is very popular. It's an off meta deck, yeah. It's not a main deck in the metagame for sure. So Iono find Ting-Lu is the plan. I guess I could have... No, that doesn't make any sense. Iono find Counter Catcher Ting-Lu. Okay, cool. Ting-Lu. Oh, wait, did I burn both my Devos though? Oh no, I have them. Like, wait, did I mess up? Counter Catcher that Jelly. Oh no, I was supposed to play the... Oh, but I can't do both. Well, they have no energy in the discard pile. I can Counter Catcher something else. I just didn't want that. Oh, but this guy's gonna die anyways. I was like, yo, Counter Catcher Jelly, but it's not even that good. Alright, fucking Counter Catcher Gardevoir. I shouldn't have played the Counter Catcher, to be honest. Actually, maybe I should have, so they can't get the Jelly in the active. I don't really want the Jelly to be in the active here. Put it on this thing for the TM Devo play. I thought I messed up, but honestly, maybe it wasn't even that big of a mess up. This thing's gonna die. They can't use this Munkidori. If we're playing for a team Devo play, then it should look something like this, right? Am I trolling? Seems fine. The Ting-Lu will block the monkey from dying. Oh, true. Yeah, I guess it will. Interesting. Weird. Pass. Such a weird game. Okay, but what if they had energy in their discard pile? How does this achieve anything? How does the Ting-Lu achieve anything if they have energy in the discard pile? They just can't KO the Ting-Lu. Do we need a Bravery Charm? No, you can't Bravery Charm the Ting-Lu. Unless you were going to go Ting-Lu, Bravery Charm into Switch TM Devo next turn. It's okay to keep them bench locked, though? That's true, yeah. Right, Ting-Lu's not dying, which is cool. I mean, that's cool. Big fan of that, personally. Okay, I mean, it seems to be working. No complaints. They are stuck. I don't know. There. And pass. Is there any suggestion for Monterey first regional? For what, like a deck or? I mean, I guess we just win, right? Like, sure, I guess. Dude, Let me see the damage on it. Holy smokes. I go knockout, knockout, TM Devo, leave them with just a Scream Tail. I guess that's actually kind of cool, to be honest. Am I trolling? Knockout, knockout, TM Devo? No? Okay, cool. But it feels like it shouldn't have played out this way, right? Like if they just have Psychic Energy in their discard pile, this does not happen. So I'm just confused how like Ting-Lu like consistently is good in this matchup. I guess is like my problem. I just don't understand how Ting-Lu is like consistently a factor in this matchup. It doesn't feel like this should happen. If they just put Psychic Energies in the discard pile. Well, I guess like I did Budew them early to stop that though, right? So that could be part of the matchup as well. I guess like my faith is, I don't have faith. Like I don't have like constant faith. I don't know. I'm going down to one prize card. Here, I'll help them out. Your lack of faith is disturbing as well. I definitely have like a lack of overall faith, yeah. Like it feels like this is not gonna happen that often. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we can do this. I mean, it's pretty cool. We got the playoff. That's pretty cool. Ting-Lu did put in a lot of work there to slow things down, but like the main factor was them not being able to retreat, right? More so than anything. I don't even know if I guaranteed win next turn either, though, to be honest. Like, all right, we're in a pretty good spot, though. We're in a pretty good spot, right? We should be able to do something. It's not guaranteed, though. I don't think it's guaranteed. If they Iono us, we could whiff. Could you imagine if they dropped an Ursaluna right now? That'd be pretty unfortunate. I could probably get Ursaluna set up though. Ursaluna knockout or something. The Jellicent actually is pretty scary though. If they get Jellicent into the active, it takes away so... Actually, no. The Jelly build of Guardy, this is probably a bad matchup. Jelly Guardy is probably a bad matchup, to be honest. That is like super scary. Jelly Guardy is super scary. You got another monkey? Yeah, and I could research into an energy here. But I should be able to just go like switch... Oh, I don't have a way to get the Ursaluna. Never mind. What are bodies this now? It can. It doesn't just like guaranteed body it though. Oh wait, no, I do have guaranteed win because I can Munkidori with this monkey and then reuse the energy with this. Oh shoot, slap for a prize? Yeah, we do have guaranteed win, I guess. Plenty of damage built up. Do you believe this deck is viable competitively? Yeah, it's fine. All right, good dub, good dub. Has Ting-Lu helped at all? You just watched it. What? Wait, what is this artwork? This is a different artwork, right? Or am I trolling? Is this the way this has always looked? Any Rockets Watchtower or Tool Scrapper? No. It is a promo? Okay, so it is different. It is different. I was like, I feel like I've never seen this before. This is the matchup where TM Evoane would be decent. For sure. I actually don't know how I want to play this turn. Oh, their start is... Oh, okay, okay. They're not done. I was like, their turn seems super bad. That energy attachment doesn't even seem that good, to be honest. I feel like it almost would have been better in the discard pile. Just like sitting in the discard pile there. If we top deck Poffin or Vessel or Energy, then we just TM Evo for double Froslass here. All right, so they had a fine turn. This is post Squawkabilly, right? I'm not trolling. Oh, they already used Fan Call? What the heck? Dude, I'm just like not paying attention at all. Wait, what? They didn't even get an owl. Oh, they're gonna retreat to Ditto. Oh no, they haven't used Squawkabilly. Okay, okay, okay. They Fan Called before Squawk to be able to use the Ultra Ball. Okay, okay. Wait, what did this say then? Am I trolling? I thought it said played Squawkabilly to the bench. Okay, I saw the Squawkabilly in the battle log. I thought it meant they used I thought the ability got used. I'm trolling. So how much for you to look at my Dusk Chari deck for me? I mean, what are you trying to get out of it? Like I said before, or I don't know if you were there, but I've said this previously. Like deck reviews are just like not super high value. If you want me to play with the deck, that's like something a little bit different. But did you beat Last Judge in the end last night? Yeah, we beat the Last Judge, yeah. Oh, they went to Big Bolt here. Interesting. Big Bolton. This is going to get a Noctowl, I assume. Okay. And if we're saying Chari instead of Zard. Not the Chari. Okay, energy top deck. Very nice. So as long as they have Evo, Poffin, and some Froslass pieces. Just TM Evo out double Froslass. This is why the Prism Energy suck as well, because I can't Night Stretcher for the Dark Energy. I also need to find Shaymin at some point as well, obviously, but I mean, it's a good start. No complaints. I don't know about... Oh, no, I want to bench this Munkidori because I want to push this Munkidori up after they take the knockout. Have you tried Dango with Ghosts? Dango with Ghosts? No. I know it's like format, but did you see the Mega Gengar with for Gravery X, Petchy X, and Scrafty someone tweeted yesterday? No, I've not seen it. What's the point of Prism Energy in case you want to Mind Bend? Pretty much, yeah. Which I just don't... I don't know. I'm just like feeling it's not worth it, to be honest. Have you tried Secret Box? I have not, no. Now they'd KO your Froslass so the Prism stays on Monkey. Oh, maybe. If they could have the KO here. But the fact that they didn't attach the Baby Bolt turn 1 means it's like way less likely. Also, they don't really want to use Prime Catcher here because then Maractus is more of a threat. But it looks like they do have the play. How are they getting it to the active, though? Oh, sure, yeah. So I'm going to go... Switch, Counter Catcher, Owl, Iono, I guess. Night Stretcher the Snorunt. Switch. Counter Catcher. All right, this is pretty weak. Actually insanely weak. No, I got nothing. I got nothing. We got so we got nothing. I could gemstone the active. Oh, that increases the retreat cost of the Munkidori. But if they get stuck for a turn, it's kind of worth it, to be honest. Or should I just wait? I can also just wait. I don't have to do it right now. I kind of just want the Squawk ability to die, because I kind of just want to... If I get 2 prizes from Fan Rotom, Noctowl, and then Squawk ability, then I can just Ursaluna for game. Gemstone could make it harder. That's actually a pretty big deal, right? Gemstone, because like they would have to have a Crispin in hand specifically to move the active. The Turo's gone. Their Prime Catcher's gone. And the trade-off would be they would only KO a Munkidori. It seems worth it. Yeah. So it literally just comes down to finding Crispin here, which I feel like I'm okay with. And then I can Arven for... I don't even know what I Arven for on this next turn, to be honest. I wonder if Maractus is enough to win this matchup anyways. Maybe that's like one reason we don't need the Gemstone. If we just like play double... Okay, sure. Or E-Switch if they run it. They already used their... They've used their Turo, E-Switch... Turo, E-Switch, and the other one. They've already used all of those cards. But if they go Baby Bolt here, they're not going to KO my active, I don't think. I assume they're going to go after the Froslass still. So I could just go Arven for Counter Catcher and just Counter Catcher this up. That could be my whole turn. And that might be fine. I could also play Super Rod to recover the Froslass pieces, then Arven for Unfair Stamp, but that seems also pretty good. Because getting the Froslass back online is pretty good. We'll see what I top deck. Oh, I could also like Mind Bend this, right? So the turn could be... Now I got a Night Stretcher. So the turn could be... Okay, that seems like the play. So we can go like this for Unfair Stamp. Do any of these matter? I could just burn this, right? There's nowhere to put the Bravery Charm. Nowhere to put the Counter Gain. Nowhere to put the Air Balloon. To grab these. Now this is kind of weird because I'm actually... Is that my second Night Stretcher though? That is my second Night Stretcher. Maybe I just Super Rod Unfair and save the Night Stretcher, to be honest. Okay, not great, not gonna lie, but it is everything we need, I guess. I do want to KO the Squawk ability before they're able to get out of play by like doing like stadium bump shenanigans. So I'm gonna like one. Like I said, my win condition can be... Maybe I shouldn't actually have used this one, to be honest, the more I think about it. 1, 2... I want to be able to draw prize cards, though. I do want to be able to draw prize cards. I currently can't draw prize cards still, though. All right, my bad. Oh, no, I can. I could go Dory to get 2 prize cards. Okay, that probably is worth. That probably is worth. I can just triple Dory this to draw 2 prize cards on the Squawk ability next turn now. This deck do be running on fumes. That's how it feels. But when I get that Artazon in play, I feel like having Artazon in play is such a big deal for this deck. The deck feels so much smoother when you have Artazon. Artazon is just so good. Dude, so lucky, bro. Just give me one turn here. Come on. All right, my Froslass dies again. Also, Artazon would have found me Shaymin, obviously. Only one door after Froslass, no? Well, I'm playing as if they KO my Froslass, which they did do. My Froslass is dead. Okay, let me draw. Let me draw 2 prize cards here. See what we get. I can hard retreat the active and then just Budew them, which further puts the pressure on. I could mind bend the Noctowl. They're only out to move Noctowl next turn is Crispin or Boss Retreat. This thing just being able to flip for this thing's attack is like, if they just get another heads, I feel like I'm in such a bad spot. I really want to buy a turn. I think I'd rather mind bend this, but I could be wrong on that, to be honest. This could be a mistake. They're down E-Switch, Turo, Prime Catcher. So it literally has to be Crispin or Boss Retreat to move this thing. They do have access to Fez now, though. I did give them Fez. From the games I have played with this deck, I definitely do not want to cut any of the draw support. Like, I don't want to cut any supporters or Pokégear, because this often happens. Well, I haven't also been able to... I mean, I guess in, like, these games specifically, I haven't been able to, like, stick my opponent to the point where it's, like, they might not be able to move. They're always mobile. They're always getting out of the situations, I guess. We are in an okay spot here, though. Does Crispin have enough energy in the deck? Honestly, that's a good point. They maybe didn't even have enough energy in the deck to use Crispin. I think that's probably reasonable. That's probably likely, actually. What do you think of Paldean Tauros in Ogerpon box? But against Dango, you don't need a tech for Dango. The deck already beats Dango. You have 2 cornerstones and helps against Crustle from what I have tested. I mean, teching for Crustle could be... It's not unreasonable, I guess. We saw Maractus as a win con as well. I mean, I don't know if it's the best... oh, that's super good. I don't know if it's the best tech for Crustle. The only thing you'd have to tech for is Crustle. I don't know if it's the best one, though. I also don't think taking for Crustle seems like super relevant right now. Okay. Froslass. I kind of just want to research here, to be honest. I catch the Fez. I'd probably actually rather counter catcher the Raging Ball. I want them to attack with Raging Ball. I'd rather counter catcher the Raging Ball here, I think. Because this thing is just 1 retreat away from being able to attack with this guy. But wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many energies does that deck usually play? Like 5, 3, 3, 11? Moving the Fez could actually be tough. They're down a Night Stretcher and an Energy Retrieval and an E-Switch and a Prime and a Turo. They've done so many things. They're kind of down everything. All right, I'll take the research. But I want Raging Ball in the active. I'm gonna bring up the Raging Ball because it's more likely to be stuck. I don't care if they get a KO this turn. Yeah, I honestly just do not care if they get a knockout this turn. Wait, I don't care if they get a KO this turn with Raging Ball. Excuse me. I'm also gonna Budew them, I guess, as well. Right? Is there a reason to not Budew them? Am I Shaymining anymore? Oh, I could also Mind Bend here. I was gonna Budew them, but I guess I could Mind Bend. I'll just do this. I don't think item lock is that important anymore. Oh, but if I'm gonna create bench space for them to actually put Latias in play. They did put Latias on the bottom of their deck though, right? But they have plenty of Nest Balls and Ultra Balls left. All right, let's just Budew them, sure. Well, now I'm actually more tempted to bring up... Oh, it's fine. We're chilling. They have Latias on hand. Wait, do they? Am I trolling? Maybe I'm trolling. I swear they Ultra Balled for it and then played Iono. I could be wrong, though. No, they did. They played Ultra Ball, got Latias, and then Iono'd it to the bottom of the deck. Oh, I actually had Ursaluna prized. Let me see. Played Ultra Ball, got Latias, and then yeah, I played Iono. Yeah. All right, got him. Dub. Shout out to Gemstone. You think Grim and Dusknoir have a more aggressive combo? No. Grim Dusknoir is just a bad deck. Well, a bad way to play Grimmsnarl. There's just a better way to play Grimmsnarl, basically. Kid at my locals played a version of this deck for Worlds and got bodied 1-6. Bro, what the heck? Why are you exposing the kid at locals like that? Let him vibe. No one needed to know that. They really need to fix these arrows on the Munkidori, bro. That shit's so annoying. They're just bolt sniping again. Honestly, if they have boss up my Munkidori with the gemstone plus bolt snipe, that is a little bit annoying. Okay, they don't though. We're chilling. Yeah, locals caught a stray. Yeah, I know. What the heck? Oh, I can't win. Oh no, I can win. I can win. No, I can't win. Interesting. Shaymin. I mean, I kind of want to Iono, but I have game in hand, so I don't think there's a reason to Iono, right? Like, I just go move 6 here, and then... They're currently turning off my stuff. Is Counter Gain only one behind, right? Yeah. I can't triple Dory, right? I could draw into an energy to triple Dory. I like want Iono, but it just doesn't make any sense, I don't think. Want to KO Radiant Bolt with Budew? I mean, that could be fine as well. Move 6, Itchy-Paw knockout. Then they get Fez draw. I mean, I have game in hand. I don't want to take it on because I want to be able to go Counter Gain Ursaluna, right? Maybe we go like this. Maybe it looks something like... Maybe our turn looks something like... I guess we're just chilling. I guess we're just chilling, to be honest. I don't know why I put a Bravery Charm on my Shaymin, but it's there. We can do like this, maybe. Like we go like... What about this? That seems chill, right? It seems chill. Chill enough. Yo, appreciate 25 months there, Yitter. You have to take KO, otherwise you just win. Yeah. I mean, they gotta do something, right? So now I can force something else into the active by going Munkidori to the active. Right, then Ursaluna, whatever comes up or something like that. And I can also double Munkidori KO this. Actually, am I 10 short? I could triple Munkidori KO that, I guess. But I don't have an energy for it, obviously, but... I could get the energy or something, I don't know. I do need to be able to force something else for the force something else into the active that the Ursaluna can actually KO. Or are they doing some cheat? This doesn't work though ever for them, right? What? How is that ever the play? Oh, it removes the most amount of damage in play from my side of the field. Oh, I can play counter catcher as well now, though. Sure. That wasn't a terrible play from them, I guess. It does remove the damage from my side of the field. But it doesn't remove a setup Munkidori, so does that even make it? Does that even make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure that even makes sense, to be honest. It's fine, though. I don't really have a team, to be honest. Watching Vitality dominate for a little while was cool. Since then... I don't know, I'm kind of hyped to see how much more... I'm kind of excited to see what more G2 can do, to be honest, with their new lineup. It's cool to see G2 back. I mean, I want to say if they're for sure back on top, but back being competitive after losing... what did they lose? With Nico and Monesi? Yeah, after losing some of their more talented players, it's cool to see them being competitive again. But yeah, I don't really have like a team that I root for really more than anyone else. It depends who the teams are at the time, to be honest, more than anything. Because I don't keep up with it that much. So, like, I'll only watch, like, majors and, like, tournaments when they're happening. So, like, I'll tune into a stream and all of a sudden be like, I'll, like, tune into a stream and be like, oh, I didn't realize that these team changes had been made. Or, like, I know none of, like, the up-and-coming talent. Like, I had no idea who, like, Heavy God was. Until they were on the big team. Okay, this hand's okay. It's not great. Their setup over there is like not ridiculous though. But doing them here is probably not super powerful. I mean, we just need to set up. We just need to do like this. It's actually a pretty good draw. Only problem with this setup is I have no energy set up, but we'll get there. We're on the way. It's kind of unfortunate to have this Night Stretcher on hand, to be honest. Supporting team that's not Falcons. I'm not gonna lie, Falcons is kind of cringe, but it's kind of like whatever. Yeah, the idea of Falcons is like a little cringe. Honestly, the worst thing about something like Falcons though is it's like not the worst thing about something like Falcons. It's so hard to root for because you know if like the team doesn't have to like go through turmoil and like be bad and then get good and then all of a sudden they're good. They're not like a super team that gets like made and then you like see what can happen for them. It's like every Falcons team and every esport is a super team and then it's like, well, if one of the players does bad, they'll just get the next up and coming talent that's available, and it's just like, oh, or the next like big talent that's available, and it's like that's just kind of boring. Like in particular, the way Falcons operates in esports is really boring because it's not even like they're gonna keep the team together for very long potentially. It just gets recycled, or they just get recycled so aggressively. It's just boring. It could be interesting though. Infinite money glitch will do that. Yeah, literally is an infinite money glitch. That's NFL for you? Not really, not really. No, I think that's a bad comparison. NFL's not do it like that all due to salary caps? Yeah, exactly. There's like salary caps and stuff. And there hasn't really ever been organizations in esports that have ever had enough money to do what Falcons is doing. It's just like not a thing that was ever possible. But now it is possible, and now we are seeing it happen. Do you have any Pokemon tats? No, I have no tattoos. Yeah, it'd be like one thing if Falcons came in and like bought a super team, and then we saw that team like play through and like build up and stuff. But it's just like they just recycle good players so aggressively. I don't know. It's kind of boring. Do you have Counter Gain in here? I do, yeah. Oh, I guess I could have Counter Gain instead of attaching, right? What tool did I grab though? I grabbed Air Balloon. I could have grabbed Counter Gain here, but maybe I should save the Counter Gain to be honest. Want to Gust on the Mew? Well, the Mew can attack in 2 turns, so that would be a reason. Owl can't attack. But bringing up the Mew would have been fine as well, to be honest. Yeah, bringing up Mew would have been fine. Honestly, if they have to, I didn't even realize, if they Prime Catcher here, they don't kill my Maractus, which is kind of cool. Oh, but what is the Mew going to use? Use Corner? Like, yeah, maybe I should have, yeah. You actually might be onto something there, Mockingbird. Because what are they, if they use Mew, what are they going to do? Corner my Maractus? I probably would have been fine. Yeah, I should have brought up the Mew. You're right. Mew attacking is chill, though. Yeah, it is chill. They would just corner me back, which I don't care about. Owl can attack in 1 turn. It is true. The Owl can attack in 1 turn. And honestly, it does more damage. So it actually would have been scarier. They're Prime Catchering either way, though, so I guess we'll be okay. Oh, wait. Actually, they might... No, I'm okay if they punch with the Owl. I do not care. They can Owl punch me all they want. They might actually do it. Wait, they're just setting up the Mew. Wait, what is going on? Dude, are they lit? Wait, what? Dude, what is happening? Just gonna kill Snorunt with Fan Rotom? Sure. I could even Maractus Fan Rotom for a turn, right? That'd be fine. Attached to Mew. Alright, you know what? It's fine. I'm not even... It's not even that big of a deal. I could Maractus Fan Rotom for a turn if I whiff a Gust. I shouldn't have done that yet. Wait, is there a Snorunt in here? Nope, there's not. I shouldn't have done that. I whiffed anyways. I do have the Counter Catcher now, so I could just play the Counter Catcher now, though. Because they could, like, Judge me or Iono me next turn. We'd probably just play it. I'll save the Poffin because they could replace my Artazon this turn. Wait, we should definitely do these. Next turn I can go Arven for Super Rod back, run. Probably run, Budew, and then Poffin, or yeah, because they could replace my Stadium here, so it's a good thing I keep the Poffin. Actually, they are down Prime Catcher and Boss. Do I even need to set up another Froslass? I maybe don't, right? I can maybe just save my Super Rod here. Honestly, the Super Rod has been way better than I thought it would be. The Super Rod has actually been pretty good. I'm actually impressed by the Super Rod. I could just go 3rd Monkey here, though, I feel like. Do you see the prize card mechanic ever changes to remove the random RNG? No clue. I also don't think, like, prize cards existing is, like, inherently bad for the game. I think it's, like, I think it's pretty neutral. What are your thoughts on Straight Palt list doing well in online tournaments recently? I think the hype is overblown since the online meta has way less Guardy. Well, I think Guardy is like a worse play than it has been previously. So I think Straight Pult with Toad Scroll, like people have been playing it, is actually like okay, to be honest. I think Straight Pult's kind of okay right now. Yeah. I mean, yeah, your Guardy matchup is pretty bad. Your Golden Gun matchup is terrible if you don't play the Toad Scroll. So, but you have that, so it's like fine. You can't remove random RNG from the game. No, but they're just saying to remove that form of randomness from the game specifically. Not to remove full random RNG from the game, but removing that aspect of it. Yeah, Straight Pult seems fine right now. Also, Anzoric seems fine. Yeah, they are cornering. I don't know if they really... Yeah, I didn't see it as... I'm not gonna lie, though. I didn't see it initially. Oh, they have another boss. Okay, this is the last boss, though, right? But they're using Frost Smash. Wait, I can't even move this yet, though. That actually is kind of annoying. Oh, let me take a look. Oh, I have a Switch. I can move it. I can move it. And now we just commit to another Munkidori, I think, for sure. I think it's fine to do. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have committed yet. It's just putting more damage in play on my side of the field. But I actually don't need to heal the Froslass here, so... We should actually just KO the Hoot Hoot here, right? That guy's too big of a threat. Corner. Yeah, I shouldn't have benched a third monkey yet. I could just... Well, I guess my Artazon could have got bounced, though. Maybe it's fine. Social and Dango, a good idea to just straight win mirror. It doesn't just straight win mirror. That's the problem. You can't search for the Cruel super easily, but still. It's not that hard to find it. You can play an Ultra Ball and you can play a Cypher. Yeah. This match is insanely free, to be honest. It does seem pretty good. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, Toadstool is actually a tech that we thought about in Mirror for Worlds. We kind of tunnel visioned a little bit on Cornerstone versus Toadstool as like options. Toadstool is pretty good in Mirror. The thing is, though, at the end of the day, I think Togekiss is just the best card still to play, though, because it like covers the widest range of like possibilities. Because like Toadstool is interesting, but like it's not that hard to actually play around it and actually just deal with it. And it can be hard to go out of your way to set it up aggressively enough for it to matter in the mirror as well. So is Toad inside Guardy ever viable? It could, honestly, it could be. It doesn't sound like the worst thing ever. I don't really want to... Fine, we'll just play Iono here. I just want an energy for a Munkidori. That's it. Nice. Alright, this game is beyond over, right? Like, how do I... It's not losable. Well, actually, this would be a way to lose right here if the game just bugs out and crashes or something, I guess. I started getting back into the TCG. I took a long break after Atlanta Regionals. I was surprised at how easily it was to catch up with the meta. It doesn't feel like I missed much. I mean, Pokemon, the Pokemon TCG is always, I mean, obviously it's still always just the Pokemon TCG. The game doesn't change that much. Yeah, game does not change that much. If they manage Rapscale and Guardy, you can probably manage Toad. Yeah, honestly, Toad and Guardy does not sound that terrible. Maybe the only time there's any major meta shifts is usually rotation. Yeah. Well, I feel like that's not 100% true, Jesse. I mean, I can already pick out a couple sets where that's just not true, right? Palkia V-Star, Lost Box, or Lost Zone stuff getting introduced into the metagame. I'm not talking about just like archetypes changing. I'm talking about like new archetypes making a big deal. I mean, Lugia, I would say, is an outlier. Gardevoir releasing Grim to a good degree. Grim had an okay... Okay, I didn't think the Turo was happening. Grim had an okay impact. I mean, we have so much time, though. Still, we're fine. Actually, do I just win still? Well, now this is a no. Oh, do they have Chi and Pow in hand? No, they don't have Chi and Pow in hand. Oh, they die. Oh, that's sick. Then I can replace their stadium. You just walked away. Now I can just go Quad Dory. Actually, is that enough to just win the game? Oh, that thing died as well. Wait, I think I just have game. I do just have game. I do just have game. I didn't realize how much damage was on their field. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, sure. But it was more so of a format tier list than a meta tier list. Or like a little mix of both, I guess. But like in the current metagame, I would probably lean towards putting Guardian tier 2, maybe tier 3. But I was kind of just thinking of like, all right, we put all the archetypes in a tier list. What decks are just most powerful? It's kind of a slow start, but this is way too much good cards to lose, so. This hand is fine. It has the Froslass, which is the important part. The rest of the hand, obviously, pretty mediocre. Is Golden go tier 1? Yeah. Oh, what's up, gamer? Yes, this is Budew last. I thought you were talking about their deck, and when you said last, I thought you meant Latias or Latias. Latias. Okay, this is not great. Well, it's fine. It's fine. Ting-Lu. It's so stupid. What made Guardian less power from Worlds to now? What changed? More Charizard. That's kind of the biggest factor, but Golden Go has always been favored. Golden Go is just favored against Gardevoir as well. Except for maybe Jellyvore, but even then, it depends how many boss and stuff they play, to be honest. And most people are that's not even true. How many boss are people playing in Golden Goes? It's pretty high. It's like 3 to 4. It's 3 to 4. But it's like a little more Charizard. Charizard is more prevalent. Zoroark is probably going to be more prevalent as well. Was the 374 over 1,000 representing the red box player head? I was just a sub goal on Twitch. Okay, the Budew actually here is really nice because that gives us something to run to and like take stuff away from them. Or I could just Bravery Charm the monkey and leave this in the active to force them to have a Gust next turn. Actually, this might actually be better. This whole matchup comes down to Maractus, though, right? Well, even Maractus and Joltik would be kind of good here. What if I like switch into Budew and see if we get the Maractus? Well, I got Maractus, but no energy for it, so run to Munkidori pass. Force the Gust. So you're playing Silk Song later? That is the plan. Oh my gosh, I get it. You're trolling me. What is the point of Ting-Lu? Cheesy late game against Gardevoir is supposed to be the plan, but Ting-Lu the Lotus also works decently. No, Ting-Lu only shuts down non-rule box Pokemon. If they Cypher Maniac here and if they Cypher Maniac here and they get Prime Catcher, well, they're at least gonna arm press me, right? Okay, and what do they play? Prime and Turo, right? Them priming here is actually a really big deal. Okay, hang on, this is actually pretty good for us. As long as I find Counter Catcher Energy. If I find Counter Catcher Energy here, I feel like we're in a good spot. Or in a fine spot. I don't know about a good spot, but whatever. Same difference. Dingus. I think 1-1 Jellyline and Gardevoir is enough for rather 2-1. I have no clue. My experience with Jelly Guardy is 0. I probably should have taken nothing there because I like show them that the card's not prized, but not that big of a deal. All right, Counter Catcher. I think I'm gonna get rid of this. Shit's still so funny to me. Ting-Lu is so stupid. Dude, I don't know why I find that so funny. It's so dumb. Yo, chat, what's Ting-Lu for? We were saying Ting-Lu ever since it knocked JW out of Japan Worlds. JW lost to Ting-Lu at Japan Worlds, bro. What the heck? Dude, that's a way to get knocked out of Worlds. Dude, I need water. I need food. I need water. I need Ting-Lu. Ting-Lu is quite the exquisite lad. Does some frolicking on the weekend, the usual. Leading up to a major event, is it better to play what you think is a good meta call or play a deck that is good into the current meta? It's a combination of both. It depends how good you are at the game and how much time you have to prepare. There's no correct answer. Everything is a correct answer. I could have, all right, so I could have held the Pokégear there for anyone curious. I could have held Pokégear because then Pokégear leads to Arven, which leads to Counter Catcher, but then I have no follow-up in my hand, so I feel like it was better to play it like this. We'll see how it plays out, though. My younger self. There's 3 Counter Catcher in there. Come on, money. We got the time we needed. Should I ever attach here so I can like panic Mind Bend if I whiff? Oh no, they have free retreat with Latias. That doesn't make any sense. Come on, Azul, stop, lock in. Stop being cringe. I don't want another Froslass here. Dude, oh, I thought I whiffed. I was like, dude, no Counter Catcher? Are you kidding me? Get over here. I would want them to take Latias out of play so I could maybe do like a Mind Bend play. Well, actually, does it matter? This would allow them to shuffle the deck. Dude, I don't know. I'm just gonna break this. I do less damage. I guess doing less damage is also like a positive right now. So my prize cards are going to come from these 3 because they're going to Turo this eventually, right? So I should stack all the damage on the... or something like that. I guess I could stack it like this, because I could go like Ursaluna, right? Possibly? Yeah, possibly. Maybe. Wait, do I even have any recovery left? Actually, I don't even know. I'm down 1 Night Stretcher? Okay, we have recovery left. Yeah, we're chilling. I want to tell you this morning the leaderboard updated and I'm number 3 on the NA leaderboard in points. All right, it's a good start, Heracross, but I have to close it out. You have a stretcher at least? Yeah, I do have a stretcher at least. Yeah. Wait, you didn't evolve into Froslass? Isn't it good to have 2? In this situation, I'd be worried about getting over damaged and my Pokemon dying. Maybe I could have, honestly, maybe I should have done 2 here actually. I should have enough time to have done 2 here, right? And it puts the pressure on them faster. No, you're right. I should have done 2, yeah. I think it actually was reasonable. 2 is good here. Yeah, I think we win the game first, right? I should have done 2. There was no reason not to. Oh, I guess TM Devo plus double KO became like a reasonable play there as well, or win condition. Now playing Iono does get him closer to Turo, but I need to prioritize finding my recovery ahead of it. It was always correct to slam, but yeah, seems good in the situation. Yeah, I think I definitely misplayed, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I did misplay. I could set up for like a more aggressive win condition. Ooh, now I have the Counter Catcher though. But there's another Counter Catcher in the deck, so it's always correct to cycle with Iono. Okay, so... oh, the Devo actually could still be good. Okay, I'll keep the Devo. All right, Slam. Iono. This does get them closer to Turo, which is the only card they're looking for, but that's what I wanted. Corner. Dude, what is that emote? I'm having trouble facing Joltik Box, and I'm using Golden Go. The matchup is unfavorable. Yeah, what, dude? What is that emote? Is that Sonic with a shotgun? What do you think will be the meta for the next collection? No clue. I don't think about future formats. There's too much stuff to do in the present. Shadow? Oh, it's Shadow with the shotgun. Is that one of them hedgehogs with the shotgun? Wow, sick dub here. Chat, we got a sick dub here. Actually, we haven't won yet, but I'm feeling pretty good. Dude, I hate that it covers the number. Dude, how do I get it off the number? Stop! Move, you bitch. Oh my gosh, that's so frustrating. Holy shit. What did I want to do? I want to stack it all on a Golden Go. Oh, actually, I think I did misplay here. Shouldn't I have stacked all the damage on a Golden Go and the Latios so they both get KO'd? Like, both of these could get KO'd, and I could also go Ursaluna for the win, right? So I think I did misplay here, actually. The damage blocking annoys the fuck out of me. Yeah, it's so annoying. Right-click to remove arrow. No, I know how to remove it. It's annoying that I have to do that. And then sometimes it doesn't work. White Tapu Koko EX using Miraidon. To slow the game down with a paralysis attack when you can't get a 2-prize knockout. Oh, boss? I mean, if they boss return, I'm not actually that scared. If they boss return, I'm pretty sure we just win, actually. Like, they needed a more powerful play here. This play's not very powerful. Well, did you play any ball sports growing up or currently? Currently, no. Growing up, just town soccer. So you think post-Worlds, Piper's Golden Go might be the most played Dango list? Seems like it. Will the Grim play against it become more viable? No, Grim is still unfavored. Grim is just unfavored against every Golden Go build, I think. Just like how far they want to attack for the matchup. I guess I could have still played the Arven. Sure, let's just find good cards. Did I have game there? I don't think I did, right? Wait, did I? No. What are some good techs in Grim for the Dango matchup? Ursaluna's good. Playing 3-3 Froslass is good. Playing 3-2 Froslass is good. You usually play enough recovery, so that's not really a question. Yeah, all that kind of stuff is pretty good. Maybe 2 Devo. I don't think 2 Devo makes any difference in the matchup, I'm not gonna lie. Because like if you're not Devoing to win the game, then it doesn't matter in that match. In the Golden Go match, in Grim versus Golden Go, if your Devo doesn't literally win you the game, then the Devo just doesn't matter. So you only really need 1 Devo. Yeah, Ursaluna, Thicker Froslass line are all good. But they're still favored. At some point, If they don't have Picnic Basket, maybe it becomes favored for you, to be honest, though. Like, if you like Piper's List specifically, without a Picnic Basket or any kind of healing, might be unfavored against Grim once you go to like 3/3 Froslass or something like that. What's the best deck into Joltik Dango? I have no clue. Probably Charizard. Just playing Budew, Maractus, and a higher Gust count in Grim to be able to do some locking cheese valid? Or is it just worse than the regular Grim? I don't think it's worth playing any of the Grim stuff. Or Grim stuff. Any of the Maractus stuff. Oh, we get 4? Very nice. This deck gets a significant upgrade with Lilies, right? Probably, right? Grade 4 Iono, 4 Research, 4 Arven. It's pretty chill. I'd assume so, yeah. 2 energy prize? Bro, scam.